Hi everyone, my name is Rion Goswami, and I'm part of the DCP batch of 25-27, and I have with me Ayush Sharma. And today we'll be discussing how our campus life is, and also trying to bridge the gap between our campus life, the academics, and also everything in between. So Ayush, how is everything going for you?
I think it's going great. It's amazing to be a part of the IMT family. Yeah, and it's always great to be a part of a program that offers a dual country exposure, and hence it's always always a pleasure to be a part of both the campuses of IMT. And with this, I want Rion to tell us more about how your life has been around the two campuses of IMT.
Oh, it's honestly been a ride. Currently, we are so cramped up with our examinations coming up, with the course curriculum, and also us preparing ourselves for the internships ahead. It's been quite a ride, and we are very soon again going back to Dubai. I think in a couple of weeks. I think a week or 10 days, and we'll be starting our internships for July. So, yeah, man, we are really. I am indeed really excited for that.
Me too. Yes, true. So, Rion, tell us more about how the DCP program is structured and what are your learnings and takeaways from the program?
The structure of the DCP program, if I may say, for us it was we were here in the Ghaziabad campus for a term, and then we went to Dubai. And honestly, it was really an eye-opener for me. It was Dubai being a cultural pot for all these different nationalities. I got to learn so many different things, so many different opportunities that I could see that I wouldn't have been able to probably even gauge being in India. So it has really been an eye-opener. And now again, as I've mentioned, we are going for our internships, and hopefully we'll again come back and hope to see you guys soon in campus as well.
Yes, hopefully very soon.
So Ayush, tell me, how did you really end up choosing the DCP program?
That's a very interesting question. In fact, um, when I gave my CAT 2024 exam, I was at crossroads, like most of you must be right now. I had to make a choice between different B schools, and why I chose IMT specifically is because it has a lot more to offer in terms of legacy, for example.
Cutting you off in between, I'm sorry, but I think it's almost 40 plus years of legacy that we have with so many alums across the globe. So I think for me, again, that was a very big factor in me choosing DCP. So yeah, please continue.
Yes, so as Rion rightly mentioned, a huge alum base that IMT has to offer. Again, with that, the DCP program had to offer a lot more than the regular programs could. It took you to a different country, taught you things about cultural diversities, taught you things that not an ordinary classroom could ever teach you. Maybe the rigor that shifting countries could teach you might not be learned in a campus situated in India probably. So my learning towards this program has been more of holistic, learning about cultures, learning about differences, learning about how global companies work, how global markets operate. So that's the big perk to join the DCP program.
Yes, so Ayush, actually adding on to your point, when I think about it, the career services back in Dubai was so helpful because they managed us to get to so many different fairs that was happening around the city. For instance, we are part of the GITEX, right?
Yes,
and
true.
it was the biggest electronic fair that happens in the world. We got to meet so many different founders, talking about AI, talking about tech, talking about manufacturing, the biggest technology, the newest technology that's there on planet Earth, and it was really a big eye-opener for us as a batch.
And I think it was not just the companies in the UAE or in the Gulf region as such, it was companies from all around the world, and we just couldn't stop looking at the kind of things they had to offer.
In fact, adding on to Ayush's point, even Elon Musk was there, who joined us for a webinar.
It was so exciting to see all of that.
And apart from GITEX, we were also part of these events called like Big Five, all the Big Five manufacturing firms of the entire world, they come to Dubai. I think we were also part of the Gulf Food.
Gulf Foods, yes.
That was also an amazing experience, and yeah, I think the career services do help us to interact and actually get to the place where the activity is happening. The entire business activity of the Middle East is happening, which is Dubai. And the DCP program, I think, also opens a new horizon, not only in perspective of Dubai, but the entire GCC region as a whole. So I think that is indeed a very big plus point, I would must say.
Yes, exciting as well as an opportunity for you all to learn so much from things outside the classroom, and that too, remember, you are in Dubai. It's one of the most exciting cities that you'll ever be in.
And I think, sadly for us, luckily for you guys are also, I think, going to be a part of the European immersion program.
Yes.
And we were not a part of it, but we hope that you make the best out of it, because it really makes this program a proper international exposure kind of a thing, which is, I think, a very big plus. And I really wish that we could also go to Europe and explore Europe as a continent as well, at least in terms of tourism, as well as learning when it comes to business management as a whole.
Honestly, whatever Rion has said, I 100% second with him. And honestly, it's a feeling of FOMO. You got to be in 3 countries very soon, and you're going to travel the world and see a lot of things, learn a lot of things. So yeah, rightly.
So I think enough about us. Let's just deep dive into some of the questions that we had received from you guys. And I think one of them was, I think people had questions regarding the kind of committees that's here in IMT Ghaziabad and also IMT Dubai, and how they can be a part of it. So Ayush, maybe you want to shed some light on that?
Yes. So when we also joined, we all had the same doubts. How will the 2 campuses merge together when it comes to clubs and committees and the activities that both campuses have to offer? So first, when you are here in the IMT Ghaziabad campus after your orientation and when your foundation is done, there are committee recruitments that happen on the IMT Ghaziabad campus for the committees of IMT Ghaziabad. So DCP students here have an edge. They get to be a part of an IMT Ghaziabad club and committee as well. And then when you travel to Dubai, the recruitments for the IMT Dubai committees happen separately. So you get to be a part of 2 different clubs and committees.
I mean, in fact, we both are part of 2 committees here, which is, I think, a very big plus for us.
And honestly, the 2 committees offer so much diversity in learning that you get from both the committees that the normal PGDM students don't get.
So now talking about the faculties that we have at IMT Dubai, I think that is also something that at least I find myself to be very lucky, because we have faculties from different continents of the world, not just countries. We have people coming from Europe, we have people coming from Asia, we also have people coming from the West Indies, in fact. So I think the cultural part of Dubai, when combined with the international faculty that we have, the learning becomes much more holistic. We get to know about so many different cultures, and the kind of learning that happens in the classroom is really holistic, I must say.
And honestly, IMT Ghaziabad, for the time that you are here as well, is a well established institution in terms of faculty.
Right.
The faculty here at IMT Ghaziabad is amazing. You will get to learn a lot of things from the faculty at both the campuses, in fact.
Right.
And honestly, if you had to ask me for one takeaway from all these academic things, I would say that not all lectures are going to be too revolutionary, I think.
Yeah.
But each lecture will have something to give to you. So you just need to grab that opportunity. You need to have that passion to learn that little bit.
And I think, being a part of the DCP program, it gives us this edge, the edge that I'm talking about here, because we get to meet the, best of both the worlds, because we are getting top-notch faculty which are already present here in IMT Ghaziabad, who have been, doing research since the last 3-4 decades. And then you go to Dubai and then you meet this entire plethora of, different faculties coming from different countries that I've mentioned before. The learning becomes much, the kind of learning that you get maybe from a regular program in India, I really don't think it's even comparable when you compare it to the DCP program's overall academic structure.
I think the faculty is amazing overall. That's all we're wanting to hint at. And now let's shift our focus more about the career assistance that IMT Dubai and IMT Ghaziabad together has to offer for the DCP students?
Yes, Ayush. So I think again, here you get the best of both the worlds, because you see, first of all, Dubai, you'll be doing your internships primarily in Dubai, right? And after that, you get to choose whether you want to opt for the Dubai placement or you want to opt for the Indian placement. And you again get to part of both the worlds, right? Because the people over here in IMT Ghaziabad, they don't get this opportunity to get their placements in Dubai. But you, as a DCP batch, will be able to, actually choose where do you really want to work. Because since we all are Indians, we are much more aware about the Indian corporate structure, or we have a similar idea. But when you go to a country like UAE, you get to know their work culture, their corporate culture as well, and then you get to decide whether you really want to go ahead and make a career in the GCC, or whether you want to come back to India and make your career out here. So I think that's a very big plus.
Yeah, and I think rightly, as Rion said, you get the best of both the worlds. And honestly, what I feel is, when you are a part of such a diverse program, you get to experience things that you have never done. For example, things so uncomfortable that you get to choose your placement, you make a career choice that might change your life forever. So if I probably choose Dubai as my final placements preference, I might end up seeing my whole life in Dubai, or maybe
Right.
as a global citizen per se.
And I think adding on to Ayush's point, Dubai also works as a gateway to the West, right? So in case you want to maybe go towards the Western side of the world, like let's say you want to shift to Europe, you want to shift to the Americas, then I think Dubai provides a really good platform for you to transition into something like that. So I think that's also a very big plus. And I think we have covered almost all the necessary points. In case if you have more queries, you guys can reach out to us on LinkedIn. And Ayush, any final takeaways for our upcoming batch?
I think if I had to give them a final takeaway, that would definitely be, for me also, this is very true, choose more uncomfortable situations, I think, because IMT has really tested my patience time and again by putting me into the most uncomfortable of situations. Right. And honestly, when I was in my first year, I would crib and I would cry about things. What is this? Why am I, on a lesser sleep schedule?
Yes.
Why am I eating certain kinds of food? Why am I traveling so much? Why am I studying so much? What am I doing exactly in my life?
I think adding on to Ayush's point, because you have so many things on your plate, right? Being socializing, be it academics, be it your clubs and committees, being your placement prep. It's like everything at once. And I think there's a quote, I guess you might have heard it, that's IMT never sleeps. And honestly, that is so very true. And you get to just part of this culture, you get to part of this family that, when it's actually happening, you don't even realize it, but then you just become a better person altogether. And that's what I think IMT family indeed provides. So I think, Ayush, we are almost done.
Yes.
Thank you for your time and hope to see you soon. Yeah, take care.
Yeah.